working-class families, given the chances their richer contemporaries take for granted. That means we need more great schools.
But critics say they'll have exactly the opposite effect, punishing the poorest children. Some kids might enjoy grammar school.
Apparently all schools are going to be grammar schools.
I don't think it's fair for children that come from poor backgrounds. I think they should keep the schools. We don't need to have the grammar schools.
No!
North Korea announces their biggest nuclear test yet after an underground explosion that triggered an earthquake.
Oi, stop moving your shoulder.
In the sky, the terrifying ordeal for dozens of tourists who had to be rescued from a cable car 12,000 feet up.
Oh, wow.
Also tonight, and liftoff of OSIRIS-REx. NASA's latest mission to intercept an asteroid will be speaking to an expert about the possibility it may one day hit Earth.
Oh.
And how's that for a good start? Golds aplenty at the Paralympics, putting Britain second in the medals table.
Yes.
Welcome to 5 News, I'm Julian Drucker. It is the biggest revolution in England's education system for many years, and today Theresa May insisted it will benefit ordinary working class people. She's unveiled a series of plans.
Stop!
Controversial revival.
You're moving Alex so I can't do
that's
that.
facing strong opposition. Over fears it will see a return of the poorest children being forced into second-rate secondary moderns. Simon Bygar reports on the Prime Minister's radical schools revamp.
But it's fair though.
The first big policy speech from a rather understated Prime Minister, but you couldn't miss the buzzwords.
A great meritocracy, meritocratic society. Where is the meritocracy? Meritocratic Britain. Merit.
No.
Oh no.
Come on, no.
A winner, brands paying attention to the nuance.
Why does it do that?
I don't know.
Location-based searches
It's not
comprise
see
over
me.
a
It's not
third
see
of
me.
global
It's not
searches.
see me.
Maps are an
Wow.
important opportunity.
Get bad.
The Prime Minister outlined a 4-point plan. She wants universities to be far more involved
Oi,
in
stop.
sponsoring and supporting their local state schools. And secondly, she wants public and independent schools to do that too. Their privileged charitable status will hinge on it. The PM wants faith schools to be more autonomous. She claims that addresses admissions policy problems, particular to Catholic schools. And finally, selective schools, grammar schools. Theresa May argues a true meritocracy supports the brightest children. There is a
We have
lot
to just
of
keep the
opposition.
grammar schools.
Selectivity 11.
I don't want all.
Divides communities, divides children, and ends up giving a good chance to a minority and a less
Delighting.
chance to the majority. I don't think that's a very sensible way forward for our country.
The Prime Minister also made this claim.
There will be no return to secondary moderns.
A lot of people don't buy that.
I think by definition, if you have grammar schools, you have whatever they're called, they're secondary moderns. Because what you're doing is you're taking away some of the most academic kids to one small group of schools, and then the other 80% of kids are going to a different group of schools. That's just secondary moderns by a new name.
It is this understated PM's big plan, but her first big task will be getting it through Parliament. Simon Viger, 5 News.
No, this can't be. I'm not.
So that's the politics of today's announcement, but what about the people, the pupils and teachers who will end up learning and working in grammar schools that are branded unfair because they take away the brightest children? Louise Beale has been taking a closer look.
That's the. I told you! It's me!
Just stop moving. Stop.
Me, see, I'm doing this thing with the head thing because I like to go TV.
I like the atmosphere, the fact that everybody is more or less the same.
Do you know that?
No,
one?
no.
Oh no.
No. It's
Hurry,
my
hurry,
bit. It's my
hurry.
bit. I'm after
Oh,
this
no.
guy. I'm after this guy. No.
Oh no, this is not good. Okay,
No,
okay,
no.
come on. Get bad.
In some of my old schools,
No, we missed
it is quite nice here.
You have to do lots of work outside school to practice for the exams.
What was that like?
Tough work. I practiced 3 years before the exam.
Gordon Himes plan. I really thought grammar schools
My
were
head
fair.
teacher.
Children all develop at different rates. How can it be fair to test them at
one age and then say, well, you're allowed to come into a grammar school and you're not?
Yeah. Okay. We do have further chances to join the school, and indeed significant numbers of students join all the grammar schools locally for their sixth form studies. So there is a second chance. But you can't have people changing every few months. You want to get your cohort of students, work with them. So there has to be an age, and 11 is the transfer age in this area.
Elsewhere in Sutton, grammar schools don't get such a glowing report. Ian Patrick went to one of the 5 in the area, but hated it.
Imagine Visit Wellington.
That was the guy that came.
Well, I would say easier life, but more relaxed life than I did. And I was uncomfortable.
Just down the road, we spoke to Jacqueline
But he
Brook.
seems
She
so
sent
nice.
her 2 children to local faith schools as she felt the grammar schools were only for the rich.
I think the way they portray grammar schools is for the higher end, if you know what I mean, the higher end children, like parents with money. I don't think it's fair for children that come from poorer backgrounds.
But it's
Okay, this is
Not
the
everyone will be in tune with the Prime Minister's plans, but as the debate begins, school life
Is
here
she
and everywhere will have to carry on regardless.
But wait, no,
Louise
I'm a
Beale,
bit to the
5
side.
News.
I'm a bit to the side. No, Zane, I'm behind Zane.
Creating
No,
a
Zane.
bold education strategy for the future, or is she just reigniting arguments from
That's
the
it.
1950s? I'm joined
That's
by
it.
Lewis Iwu, the Director of Fair Education.
I